Hi, I'm Nick Cervini from thehandwashingguy.com, and I'm going to cover disinfecting surfaces in your work area and or at home. All the different name brand things like Lysol, you want to make sure they're actually listed to kill coronavirus, and that is going to be found on the CDC's website under their list of effective chemicals. And basically, you put in the EPA number that is on the bottle, and it'll tell you whether or not it's listed to actually kill the coronavirus. A lot of them get their listings not because they will kill coronavirus, but they actually kill more than what the coronavirus is capable of defending itself against. So definitely check that out before you just use any sanitizer off the shelf. If you can see right behind me, we have 4 different bottles of bleach, and they're all different. And the only one that actually you could use right off the shelf for coronavirus is this bottle right here. This is called Cleaning Bleach. It's from Walmart. That's the Great Value brand. And on the bottle, it says kills 99.9% of common household germs, but also you'll see a concentration amount somewhere, and it's right here. And that's 6% sodium hypochlorite, and the CDC recommends 5 to 6%. They sell a no splash formula or other formulas. Usually they have scents in them. They're for laundry, and they're actually not rated to kill anything. One thing you'll notice on these is that they don't have a concentration value, so I don't know how much bleach is in there. The Dollar Tree, it's a great place to get bargains. However, their bleach, you have to do a little research. You'll find out it's actually 3% concentration, so it's below the CDC recommended amount for mixing. Granted, in a pinch, you probably could use this. In a stronger, you just dilute it less. But for sake of simplicity, I wouldn't use it. Dollar Tree also has these nice little bottles of Clorox, but it's 7.5%. It's slightly greater than what the CDC recommends. But on the bottle, on its label, it gives you disinfecting instructions, and it actually is exactly the same as what the CDC says for coronavirus. And what that is, it's 1/3 of a cup of bleach to 1 gallon of water. A spray bottle works well. However, there's a few disadvantages to it. One of the big ones is repeated spraying like this. That'll really hurt your hand over time, right? And if you're expected to do a really good job, right, because you are, if you're disinfecting something, it's really important you get a very good coverage and it's uniform throughout. So this, I wouldn't recommend it unless it's more for like a personal workspace or just kind of like an individual use, and you'd be maybe using this before you start your shift, after you end your shift, things like that. I wouldn't recommend this to be used for somebody whose job is to go disinfecting surfaces. What I highly recommend is using a bleach sprayer, right? This particular one came from Lowe's. It is $15. That's not very expensive at all. It's already labeled bleach and disinfectant sprayer, so you know what's in it right before you pick it up. You do want to add your own labels so you have all the pertinent data on there for the bleach you're using. The container, you can see how easy it is. It's bleach and disinfectant sprayer, so there's no confusion as to what is inside of here. You certainly don't want to use one that says like, or you could use one, but you want to cover the labels completely. This says Home and Garden, you know, or pesticide spray. You certainly don't want to mix those. Only use one that's dedicated to this. If it's been used for anything else, don't use that. With 1 gallon of water in the sprayer, we're gonna mix our bleach in. And before you do that, you want to make sure you wear gloves and eye protection. So what I recommend is you mark out the 1/3 cup on any measuring device you have, or if you're only going to use a cup or something else, you measure out what 1/3 cup is and you mark that on there so everybody knows, and it's really easy. Especially if you have more than one employee that's going to have to mix the solution, you just want to make everything as easy as possible, because using too much bleach, you can stain somebody's clothes, or worse, have an issue with a skin irritation, or even worse than that, make it too dilute and you're not actually doing the job of disinfecting. So we make sure we don't use the totally awesome bleach, not so awesome, and we're using the cleaning bleach. Any brand works though. 6% sodium hypochlorite is what you're looking for. It doesn't have to be Walmart brand or whatever, but if you noticed at the very beginning of this little pandemic, we ran out of a lot of bleach and a lot of cleaning solutions. There generally was bleach available, but a lot of stores had to find different suppliers and things like that. So you just want to make sure that you know the concentration you're working with. Oops. So we're going to use the cleaning bleach from, this one is from Walmart, but you can use any cleaning bleach. It doesn't necessarily have to say cleaning bleach, but what it's going to have is the 6%, 5 to 6% sodium hypochlorite solution. Any brand works, as long as you can verify that it does have a 5 to 6% solution. And if it doesn't have 5 to 6%, like the other Clorox that came from the Dollar Tree, the 7.5%, make sure it has on the labeling instructions how much bleach is supposed to use, because these are the labeling instructions, right? For sanitizing, that's always going to supersede whatever the CDC says. So I'm just going to put this right here, slowly pour it. And it is right at 1/3 cup. Make sure you always put the cap back on properly. If it gets cross-headed, the child-proof lid won't seal correctly. All right, so you take that 1/3 cup of bleach. Very carefully, you want to pour it in right into the middle of the sprayer. You don't want to get it on the sides, because then you'll have a little droplet of super concentrated bleach. And then what I like to do is just rinse it directly with water right away. That dilutes anything left over. Put that aside. Then you can slowly put your handle / pump in there. And then not using the handle, but once you have it in there, it's sealed. You can shake it up to mix it. And it doesn't take a lot. This stuff mixes very well in water. It's already diluted in water. So there's just more of a, just diluting it more. So there you have it. That's a gallon of, that is 1 gallon of disinfecting spray. 1 gallon of disinfecting spray, use 1/3 cup of bleach. A gallon of bleach is 16 cups. Now we have our disinfectant solution. We can pump it up. I'll show you, try to show you. So now you have this gallon sprayer, just one squeeze, and you get bleach water. A really nice spray. Now compare that to this is much better. So this is a shirt, and these are the shorts that I had sprayed earlier, and I did a time-lapse video, and you can see this right here. This is the 3% solution, the Totally Awesome bleach from Dollar Tree, and this is the 7.5%, also from Dollar Tree, but it's 7.5% sodium hypochlorite. You can obviously see the difference there. So that's when you see 3%, that's that strong, and then 7.5%, that's that strong. Now let's see what happens when we spray it with the diluted bleach. So as you can see, the diluted solution, 1/3 cup of bleach to 1 gallon of water, does absolutely nothing to discolor the fabric. These are the shorts, just to recap here, from the time-lapse earlier, or from the other time-lapse. This is 3% bleach solution. This is the Totally Awesome from the Dollar Tree. This is the 7.5% sodium hypochlorite, same thing. But just a higher concentration, stronger. And then this is the 1/3 of a cup of 6% sodium hypochlorite to 1 gallon of water, and there is absolutely no discoloration. At least not that I can see. Maybe just maybe a little bit, but it's hard to tell because these were bleached already. That's why I used them. And the shirt is you can't tell at all. Not at all. And this is that's a 3% solution. This is a 7.5% solution. And then on the back you can see I soaked the shirt and you can't see any discoloration.